but I needed to figure out the other side, so I'm busy. Okay. Okay, I got it right. Okay, so I'm on two different sections. Oh God, okay. I'm not gonna stay out too long, but I guess we just wanna enjoy the good weather, right? Which is the point, is the good weather is not too common in our sections over here. Hold on. Oh gosh, just, ooh, this could cause a problem. I have to move this down a little bit. No, I think I'm gonna leave it. Okay, so we're going to, I don't know, can that work? Will that hold? Oh my God, will that hold? That's like my biggest concern, is the wind can blow this and then we're in trouble. Doomsday right there. Okay. So I know my channel has been acting like a bit of a disastrous experience. So I'm not out here too frequently because, yeah, I'm not out here too frequently because technology and outdoors and heat. Luckily today's not a terribly hot day. And I wear this. If you don't know me, my name is Cinta. I wear this because I have a permanent injury. I guess I would consider myself disabled at this stage. My life has changed through the process of just an accident. I think almost like a biker's accident. It's as bad as a biker's accident. I ended up with a rod in my leg, so now it's like permanent, right? And yeah, I'm not out to fancy it up or anything, but I thought it was important to be outside today. I don't know if can I move this back a little bit? And I'm on a journey to try to lose the weight that I gained because of this whole operation and stuff. Hasn't been easy. Welcome in. It hasn't been easy losing the weight that I've gone through. I'm outside today because I'm usually indoors, and I thought this was a good day. It's not too hot. I'm in an area that gets extremely humid. So the humidity is like a big problem with technologies I've mentioned on my posts. I'm not here to show off or anything. I am literally here to just enjoy the weather. I don't have anything in particular in mind. I think I'm just contemplating on what I should actually do for this channel, because I know that there have been big changes through the platform, right? Big changes through the platform, and I don't know exactly what they're looking for, but I know everybody focuses on virality, and I've already been there, and I was not personally the type of person that needed to deal with as much drama as some people want to. I can't, because my injury has created stress. I don't know if you've had a broken bone with rod, but I have a piece of metal from here to here. I have scars and everything. I'm not going to pull out I have scars from here all the way up to here, where they've implanted a piece of metal in my leg. So because of the implant, it has now caused me to have to slow down my lifestyle. I have to pace myself when I exercise. I'm certainly not the way I used to be, as I remember. So it has become there are pins on my ankle. So right here, right over here, and then on the side, there are like two pins, and then there's another one on the other side, where when I move my leg or my foot, it's very uncomfortable, and when it's overwalked, it heats up and it expands, which causes another problem. So I've had to recover through this whole change in my system. It's just different now. So I guess maybe talking about my experience, I'm back in the gym. I've already gotten my own equipment from home, so I've been training from home as well. But from the 3 hours a day that I used to do every single day to 20 minutes a day is like a complete change in my system. It's just not the way it used to be. So my exercise routine was very rigorous. And when I lived in Japan, I was extremely fit. So obviously we don't have cars. We didn't have a car in Japan. We had public transport, right? So we would have to walk everywhere and travel by train and lots of cycling. So it's a different lifestyle. Living in the States, I find that I've been driving a lot more. In South Africa, I was cycling a lot more. I was exercising and cycling a lot more. And since this exercise, I have not been able to cycle because I just can't get back up on a bicycle. I just can't. I want to do my like 5 hours a day exercise cycle, but I can't do the way I used to do. So now I'm living in a situation where I have to kind of accept the fact that this is where welcome, and where I've positioned myself. The course that I have is to basically hold myself in. I think so I'm through this. I'm a little over having to go through this whole situation, but if you can see from here, I have a rod from here all the way. You can see my pictures here if you're interested. So I guess I've had to put myself in the category of disability because it's now become a problem even working a normal job. It's a whole different story for me. So my lifestyle has changed, and I think like this is our complex. This is our complex area. So our complex has like a beautiful like space, but it doesn't mean that I need to walk like distances just to get out here. I've had to be very methodical as to how to, I'm so scared this thing is going to drop because I have them on my easels, to position myself outside. I'm literally just enjoying being out here. I don't usually sit out here and do like a live, but Brandon gave me one of his Wi-Fi's from work, which I'm using right now for the landscape, which I would never usually do because the landscape is a little bit harder to get outside due to the Wi-Fi accessibility. So it's a little bit harder to do this unless you have like all the stuff if you're outside to record it live, but hey, why not? It's a good day. I did my exercise yesterday. I did my core training inside today. I don't have everything out here. I literally have like a whole setup here. 2 easels. The easels actually work. I never tried that before. But if you're an artist and you're wanting to try to find a way to hold this up instead of having a tripod, I guess easels work for the lives, which is interesting. I've never tried this before. So they're positioned on my easels right now. Thank goodness I have 2, so that kind of saves my time from having to set up. And I don't have lighting. This is just natural light. In my space, I have like different lighting, and the background is white and all that stuff, and I have my music equipment. So it's just a relaxing day. If you have any questions, if you want to know how it feels to become disabled, just ask. I suppose that's where I stand right now. I am literally a disaster. I'm a walking disaster. I can walk, I cannot run, I cannot cycle, I cannot do my 3 hours of training like I used to on a normal base situation. I love training. I love training because that's how I grew up training. I used to be like big into swimming, horse riding, cycling. In fact, I preferred not to have a car in my, from 17 to the age of 17 till 42, I didn't have a car. I chose not to get a car because the car was like not exercise equipment. So I was all about making sure that I had all the stuff that I needed to get around without walking, cycling, different parts of the world. You don't always have a car in different parts of the world. The States, I guess I needed a car. South Africa, you probably do need a car, but I cycled, so it was okay. I was around a lot of people who cycled back then. But yeah, it has become a bit of a conundrum with my with my capabilities and how I go about doing things. And I'm not here to, like, I'm not 20 years old. I'm not 15 years old. I am a 46-year-old woman that will be 47 in November. So I'm not a young person. I've already lived my life. I've broken my leg. Now I'm like basically disabled. So it's become a bit of a mission now to kind of live life through this process. It's very rough. It's very rough. So your exercise goes right out the window if you become disabled after a certain, I didn't have the disability before. It's like a sports injury. Once you have a sports injury, the sports injury could detrimentally cause and change your lifestyle to change. Like you can't go back into the sports that you used to, basically. For me, I can't go back into the jobs that I used to because it does not allow me to maneuver and move in a certain way. But I'm definitely outside. I thought it was a good day. Not too many people today, which is good. I would usually have Dior outside with me, but we're not allowed to bring him out here anymore. So it's really disheartening that our complex doesn't allow that. We did at some points. We were allowed to at one point. The weather has gotten a little bit better. And yeah, so I'm just enjoying this weather. Just enjoying this weather. Just get a little bit of footage in, just talking a little bit about how it feels to have my lifestyle changed and topsy-turvied. I think 5 years ago is when I broke my leg. And I'm thinking, oh no, I'm just gonna get a cast. No, I didn't just get a cast. They had an emergency operation. I broke my fibula and tibula, which is the walking. Those two bones are so important for walking and they're thin. So if they break, they're right here at the bottom of your foot, tibula and fibula. And once they break, and they sort of healed, but now the surgeon said he's not going to take the rod out. So I have a rod permanently in my leg. You can see I have to constantly move around because if I don't move, my whole system kind of responds, just like I have to stand sometimes. Like now I have to stand because if I don't stand, my body just reacts, right? So yeah, this has become a bit of a mission, hey? A bit of a mission. And I'm short. I'm a short person. I'm like 5'1" and a bit. So for me, 5'1", that's very short. So even a little bit of weight that goes onto my system, you can see the difference. It just expands onto it. So more people, yeah. So I'm quite short. But this is the first time I think I'm actually displaying my entire body. So this is good. But yeah, I do have the ankle from my knee all the way down to my ankle. I have a rod. It has changed my life completely. From somebody that was constantly sized to size 0 all the way up to, I think I'm losing a little bit now, but it's just taking a bit more time. Protein shakes are helping, but not I was doing the powdered shakes at one point, but the powdered shakes were so bad for me. Only found out that they had like some lead in there, I guess. And the lead, yeah, so I shifted that and I changed to fruit protein shakes. So I use milk, which is good for your bones, like natural milk. And yeah. And fruit. And so far, I think it's working. So it's lowering my intake in whatever it is I'm digesting, right? So it helps. Yeah, so I'm just standing because I was sitting for a few moments, but I do find that this is like a bit, I have my moments. I do have my moments. Okay. Sitting back down, moving my ankle a little bit. So yeah, it's a big difference, but I think being outside today is a good time to just enjoy the weather. I'm not going to be out here for too long. Maybe I go back upstairs and continue the music stuff. I don't know. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, so I have 2 mics. One of them is a live on the landscape and the other live is the vertical. And I'm just talking. I'm just doing a random talk. I'm not doing anything fancy. I know that you could probably play games on here, but I'm not a gaming person. I think gaming in the system is also a big problem. I don't like that. So, a typical Gen X, right? Everybody complains about Gen X's, but we've lived longer than most of the people that are like complaining about life. I was like, yeah, you guys complain because you get engagement and interactions, and this virality is all about being as loud and obtrusive to anybody's situation as, yeah, I don't agree that virality has to be so abrupt. I think being viral or becoming viral can also be not so volatile. I think the volatility, being volatile on platforms, I don't think, for me, it doesn't help. It doesn't help because I don't know what this guy's doing. What's he complaining about now? There's a guard that's coming out here. I don't know what they're going to complain about this time. Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. Yeah, we don't own this place. So we have to be like little conscious about like our situation. Yeah. Somebody coming over here. I guess they're just checking something. What they are checking, I don't know. Something. Uh-huh. Yeah, I didn't think it was anything I did. I'm just sitting here, so that's fine. Yeah. I guess they're just analyzing and anticipating. I mean, it's a nice place, yeah. So, the viral thing. So I think I'd spoken about this before, but I'd gone viral and I had like 50,000 views on Flip. And I saw the process. It was like all about engagement. People were constantly engaging and interacting with the discussion and constantly responding after another person's response. And then it just got like really crazy because then there was jealousy and then people left some weird, nasty comments. And I finally said, you know what? That was interesting to experience. The views kept on going. And it was great for a few moments. I got about $75 out of it. But I really, in the end, I was like, well, what's the whole point of going viral if there has to be such a volatile approach to the virality? I mean, you're hearing all these stories about everybody who has gone viral and become very successful. But then all the trigger things happen and problems happen in the end of their lives. What is that? Jules, I can't remember her last name, but she had that really viral moment and everybody started using her phrase. And it was great, but yeah, you don't always know the story behind the person's background. So it becomes a very interesting phenomenon. You can see I can't sit completely on the chair. It gets uncomfortable, so I have to move. But I think it's important to realize that being viral is not, like, it's great if you're trying to be famous in a different way. I know that people who have been successful have not necessarily been viral sensations, right? For my generation and people before that, it wasn't always viral. It was a whole different, it's like you know who you know and the connections were like different. It's just a different type of thing. And then through those connections, you become successful. So it was like I think my generation was a little bit different. Oh, gosh. Ooh, I dented my glasses. Oh, Lord. Okay, hopefully it's just one scratch, 2 scratches. So I think it's important. I'm putting glasses on because it's just, the weather is just, and I don't have lights. This is natural lighting, okay. Lighting changes into different environments, and usually in film departments or people who are doing like the news would have umbrellas. I don't know if you know that. So you would have an umbrella if you were in like the film world. You'd have an umbrella to reflect unnatural light with the natural light from the outside. My partner works for the news, so I've already seen, and I know how it is because that's what I studied as well as photography, but I don't have an expensive fancy dance setup. This is a setup which is absolutely natural. So you're going to see the shadows on the face. There's no particular contrast. Some of it might look flat. It's just how it is. So if you don't know how, I think that's why a lot of people stay inside for the lighting purposes. But today I just thought, no, it's a great day to just enjoy this weather. I don't usually come out here too often. Let me just stand up for a little bit because I need to just get up. It's just going to drive me crazy if I just sit for a few more seconds. So yeah, it's just I have to get up once in a while to move my ankle. So this has become a bit of a problem for me. Yeah. And not everybody's disability will be visible on the external because there's new technology now. Thank goodness they had the new technology. They were able to place the piece inside my system, inside my body. So it's not visible, but I can definitely feel it. It is definitely 100% there. It goes from my ankle. That's like half my body. Part of my ankle, my knee all the way down to my ankle. So I can no longer bend. I can lift the leg up. I'm not going to pull it out, but I have a huge scar on my ankle, on my knee, and then this part over here. And I cannot kneel anymore because I think they had to move my kneecap to place this thing in, and it's just not stable. The stability is just not there. So it's definitely there. I can feel it. I can 100% feel it. So I have to do my Poshmark in a little bit, but I decided to come out because I thought it was a decent day to be outside. Test out how I can use my tripods, my easels, which absolutely work fantastic. These are on easels. I have my phone vertical and my landscape on my iPad, and I placed them on easels, so hopefully the sound comes out reasonably well and the visuals. So I don't know if I can do this regularly, and I don't know if I can bring my equipment out because that's more stuff that I cannot carry in my state. So the lighter the situation, the better it is for me. And then I don't have to like set it up. I cannot do this for a whole 8 hours straight. I can only do it for like 30 minutes to an hour. And then I have to do something else because that's how it works for me right now. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm also on the landscape, so you can see two different examples of how you can actually do this. So outdoors, if you're a professional, you would generally have like an umbrella, like a light umbrella, where they actually set it up for outdoor purposes when you're filming a professional format. In my case, this is casual, so I'm not doing anything fancy. I do not have expensive equipment because that is not like my format is not a professional, expensive format. It's just one person putting this together and making it happen. That's all it is. So I'm not planning on doing anything crazy outside, but I thought it was just a nice day to take some images and you guys can see what my body looks like. I'm short. Hopefully I can lose this weight. I'm busy on my weight loss in a different format, not for vanity metrics, but more for my own personal health, because if I don't get back into like a reasonable size, it actually puts pressure on my ankle and my knee, and then I have more problems. So I have to be very careful how I kind of maneuver my health now that I suppose I'm disabled. I suppose that's what it is, right? So yeah, I've accepted my situation. Not happily, but I've had to accept it. It's been 5 years now, so I don't think I'll ever be back to the way I used to be, unfortunately. So that's just how it has to be for me. Okay, folks, thank you again. Welcome in. I'm just standing. I was sitting just now, but I'm standing because I think maybe most people haven't seen my entire body. I have I suppose it's a disability. I was not born with a disability. I fell and I broke it was a horrible accident. And I broke my leg. And now I have this piece of thingy in my leg, which is not comfortable, and they're not going to take it out. So I suppose this is where I stand now in my life. So that's what it is, folks. Your life changes if you have emergency operations. I don't even think I can have a kid at this stage because it's become like a real problem for me, right? Okay. Thank you. I have to do my Poshmark. I do appreciate whoever came in to visit. Tested out the live. Obviously the live does work, so that's cool. Okay, have a good one.